Well, hi, this is Grixon, and today we have a 14 Magister's Terrace.
Five, four, three, two, one.
The Terrace holds what we require to gain
Okay,
entry to the Void Storm, the cynosure of Twilight.
nothing special going on in the first pull. There's nothing we can alter here. Just getting as many kicks as possible. So at the start of a pull, I'm pretty much always I am trying to Reaper's Mark quickly, so it'll give me 3 Bone Shield stacks, and it does great AoE damage for threat right away. I'm also trying to Dancing Rune Weapon and Vamp Blood to survive the pull. I'm also trying to Blood Boil and help with kicks and grips and everything. So, the beginning of a dungeon or the beginning of a pull when you're coming in without any Bone Shield stacks is you need to act very quickly. Because people rarely give you time to set up. For some reason, I always think I have to go over there to the side. Alright, so this is generally what everybody lusts because it is a scary pull. So I try to make sure I have threat. You're going to gather up. And then a lot of groups have been doing this. You come around to this side, so they all have to funnel to you. And then they lust. I don't think I've even hit the stacking debuff yet. I'm hitting all these defensives thinking I'm going to start getting smacked. But this is the scarier pull, usually. Now, I come over here because there's a book that drops right there, that book. And if you get it, it gives you 5% haste for 30 minutes. So normally I like to just grab a few things and then get the boss. But then I was thinking, hey, one, somebody grab this. We have a warlock, so a little extra count is not going to hurt, so we can skip at the end instead. So I hit the Reaper's Mark, and then if you saw, the Reaper's Mark Wave of Souls came out, and it hit those coming back through, which was actually intentional. Try and grab the AoE threat before people blast it down. And so I am trying to Blood Boil between Death Strikes, so I have Hemostasis. See, Hemostasis, 5 stacks. That's 25% increased Death Strike damage and healing. My survivalism got much higher. Survivalism? Should I be saying that? I don't know. It got much higher once I started focusing my cooldowns around Dancing Rune Weapon and Vamp Blood. So I usually pull these all together. It's very important when you're grouping to not get hit in the back. Unfortunately, I did from the Arcane Sentry. Sorry, my original thought. Dancing Rune Weapon and Vamp Blood give you great defensives, and then when those wear off, you have Umbilicus Eternus to give you a fat shield afterwards. And that whole time, you are death striking, which is lowering the cooldown of Vamp Blood, so it is already back up again. So if we go back, sorry, just go back a little bit here, so you can really drive this one home. So I have Dancing Rune Weapon and Vamp Blood. I press Vamp Blood already, and then a Dancing Rune Weapon. At some point, there it is. So Vamp Blood still has 5 seconds left. I have a lot of health. It ends. Umbilicus Eternus is giving me a big shield. All the while I'm death striking, which every time I death strike, my cooldown is going down. So Umbilicus Eternus ended. I did Icebound Fortitude to fill the gap because I was taking a lot of damage. But now we're already back through the death strike Vamp Blood into Umbilicus Eternus loop again. So you can keep this up quite a bit. And I've noticed okay, I thought my Bone Chill Stack's going to fall off. When I'm worried a lot about like kicks, so like gripping things to interrupt, my interrupt, blinding sleep, Gorfian's Grasp, when I'm worried about all these things, I tend to like neglect my Bone Chill stacks.
You'll go no further, Umbric. These new defenses were specially made with you in mind.
Again, I did the Wave of Souls, so it went through those worms, back through to grab threat. Now, if you're looking less at the mobs and you're looking at my rotation area kind of stuff, you can see it's very consistent of trying my best to Reaper's Mark at the beginning of a pull and making that Wave of Souls hit as many things as possible. That gives me 3 Bone Chill stacks, a lot of on-demand threat, and starts my whole Reaper's Mark Deathbringer thing. Then I'm worried about Dancing Rune Weapon and Vamp Blood. And blood boiling as often as possible, especially before a Death Strike. Keep in mind, when you Hard Strike, you have a chance per hit to empower your Blood Boil. It'll do 50% increased damage, and then it'll echo and do the attack again for 50% increased damage. So overall, it's 100% damage. But the echo goes towards hemostasis. So you can empower Blood Boil, Death Strike, the echo will happen, and then you can Death Strike again with the hemostasis. So your actual Blood Boil casts are lower than what you might think to hemostasis almost every Death Strike. Okay, so this guy always does an AoE pushback and then a tank pushback with the puddle. So if you can, position him in a way to where less balls can be around him in a 360 degree, and so that way it's only coming at him from like 2 sides. So if you see, it only came from the front and the back there. So now I'm gonna kind of move him over a little bit. I think I might let him sort of pulsing slam. It's gonna knock everybody back. Then it's gonna be the tank one, which is the puddle. So a lot of times I don't death advance here. I let him push me. See, I'm actually letting him push me, so he'll come with me. And so it's gonna happen one more time. It's always group, tank, then the orbs. So I think here I opt to put him right in this little cubby. Yeah, this little cubby here. So that way, the balls cannot come around all the side of him next to the wall. It can only come from one side now, pretty much. And it's much easier to soak. I have a bug somewhere in my UI that just keeps going, fatality! Alright, not a bad fight. Careful with these bright scale worms. They do a lot of AoE damage, so once they die, they explode and hurt the group. It's not insane, but people need to not kill them all at the same time. So that's why I try and grab one slowly and then the next one slowly. And then I pull into this, so kind of this all is one pull. See, they're starting to die. Look at everybody's health. They need to die slowly. And once those are dead and I have initial threat, I'm going to pull these together. I do have high stacks of a healing absorb, I believe. Which is falling off. Ooh, I don't know what killed Jin there. I think maybe it was the dot. I think he was already low health, and then the magic dot happened. So I just wanted to get initial threat and then pull these in. Polymorph. Okay. So I will use grip to interrupt quite a bit. Oh. A push was not ideal, but I know he was doing it to try and interrupt. This whole corridor is very hard on the healer. Like, he's out of mana. So I pretty much, whenever I'm in fights, I kind of just take a mental note of where the healer's mana is. Like these rune spellbreakers, they throw their little like glaives and it puts a bleed out on people plus the magic dot. So like that in combination is like a lot of group damage. So this is a hard one for the healer. And we can't interrupt Runic Glaive. It's just going to do damage. So this is a good spot if you're a DPS player to put out defensives. Do I let my punch attacks fall off? No, okay.
Zaranel, stand down. I have permission from Lorthamar himself.
Liar! None shall lay hands on the Cynosure!
Okay, he's drinking. I kind of let him get to like half. I think he can keep drinking, right, while we're going. So I was like, group damage doesn't start for a few seconds, so I figured he had enough time. One nice trick you can do as a Death Knight in general, not even just Blood Decay, is when the mark is going to be on you and you see the arrow, you can anti-magic shell and it won't be on you. So that's just less group damage in general. So if you're DPS, DK, look to AMS on this. So Runic Mark is not on me, unfortunately. Also, moving in there is going to be group damage, so you can't both go in at the same time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I should have put the EMC over on their side because there's more of them. Runic Mark on me. I'm going to AMS this. I don't get the mark. So now it's just one mark. The tick damage is not important, but when he clears it and does group damage, it will be much less because there's only one of them to clear. So it's 100% worth doing like every time you can. Oh, I just noticed I don't have my raised ghoul. I don't think I used it once this dungeon because it wasn't here. That's weird.
5, 4,
Wow. Okay, I'll have to fix that.
1.
Runic Mark on me, AMS. And that's the whole fight. That's everything.
Help me remove the wards around the Cynosure.
So this whole part, I'm just worried about my bone shield stacks. Right before he died, if you noticed, I tried to increase, like, I tried to refresh bone shield stacks, and I tried my best here to get there quickly. I miss it. I was less than a second away. So I need to runic Reaper Smart quickly. So I'm just trying to position myself to where I'm going back towards the room and also not have my back turned to them. We don't get any dodge, parry, or anything if our back is turned to a mob. Okay. Grab these. And I go straight boss. Oh, mini boss. Just trying to make sure I have threat on everything. So every time he does the call the void or whatever, I try and make sure I blood boil. Consume shadows is AoE damage. I could have AMZ'd for my group there. That's a misplay. Call the void. I need to grab everything and blood boil. Alright, so we have to pull this because it patrols through. So I'm going to grab this. We have so much AoE stop in this group that it's worth grabbing all three at the same time. So I kicked that one. We just overlapped a little bit there. But I still have another grip. I still have blinding sleet. Yeah, we just used so much so quickly. But I still have grips to stop them. I'm surprised that dancing ruined weapon there when they're almost dead. I might have just been like, sometimes, oh, I did dancing ruined weapon. Oh, that was the proc. Okay. Wave of souls through it. Yep. Okay. Sometimes shadow bolts will go through, but it is a lot of damage, so you can't really let shadow bolts go through. If you saw how much damage Jin took there, it was quite a bit. Call the void. So this next pull is dangerous after this. Because he puts a healing absorb on people. The healer is completely out of mana too, which is unfortunate. Oh, did both those go through? Yeah. So I'm just trying to stop every cast I can. I'm actually close to dying because I wasn't even like making sure I have good Death Knight runic economy. I was worried all about the kicks there. So I still make mistakes like that where I focus so hard on making sure everything is, kicked. and no casket throw for the healer that I sometimes forget to like just play my rotation. I need to get good at doing both at the same time. The whole point of this fight is going to be just to try and they share health, so the more often you can keep multiple together, the better. And then when you have the circle, getting out so you don't put a puddle on people. Also Astral Grasp, but that's not as big of a deal for us because Death's Advance. Cosmic Sting, I generally put AMS down for that, so I don't have to worry about a puddle or anything. So now I'm in an awkward spot. Do I follow these ones around? I could have moved much more aggressively. But damage is pretty good. I'm sure Affliction likes this fight, right? Multiple targets for your dots. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know much to talk about on this fight. A lot of boss fights for tanks are not very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna grab these. Try and get some threat. Blood boil these as they're coming. Get a little lost in the sauce as I'm walking up the corridor. Now the important thing here is to go a little quickly so they don't hit you in the back on your way up the stairs. So best way to deal with that is to detonate case below them. Rocket boost, something. So I did a mass grip because Gorfine's grasp will silence for 3 seconds. So it's a good AoE stop, and I still had Blinding Sleep. Also, if you didn't know, Blinding Sleep slows things. So you could use it to slow something from getting to you. That first group of voidlings, you have to fight down there. If you try and pull both of these groups up, that first group will just run right through the middle of the room and pull that crap below you. This pack is safe for that. So all the stuff I pulled and all the things I did set you up to Warlock gate skip here. Which, I don't know. I don't really change my route if I have a Warlock or not. It's usually always the same. So having a Warlock here is a great bonus, but you would just be doing one extra pull that we don't need. Unless you have a better route than I do for this. I didn't even see the gate. I was like, okay, let's gate skip. I didn't even see it, dude. Once he went, I was like, oh, there it is. I couldn't even see it in the frickin' trees.
Champion, I know what to do. I'll need to attune the Sinister to the Void Storm.
I'm just pinging where I'm gonna be.
Monstrosity. You keep it occupied while I channel the spell and end this chaos.
You gotta be careful. I am standing right here, which is a frickin' no-no. Which I should not have done. So it actually bounces me out and I have to run around because I was standing in a bad spot. So just be mindful of that. The other thing, this puddle is like not a big deal at all. Like it does not do much damage. I stand in it. It expires and it goes away, so it never like infinitely overlaps on you. I just don't want to move a lot. Oops, I hit a ball there. But yeah, I stand in it a lot of times. I'm pretty sure you can do AMS and like not apply the puddle. I mean, maybe. But the puddle isn't scary, especially for, I mean, I don't think it's scary for any tank, but definitely not a blood decay. We just death strike through it. Like it's not much damage at all. So I never move from it. And this is a 14. It's not an insanely high key or anything, but it does not concern me enough to move from it. I do, however, need to not be hit by balls. I will move when I have to do the ping pong. Otherwise, I try and stay in the same spot. If he's going to go for it, then I'll just keep staying. Otherwise, keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah. Why move? And yeah, not much more to talk about in here. I gave him an AMZ because he had the ball to do and he had the explosion thing going on. I don't know if it did extra damage to him. But yeah, that's the key. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. I got more 14s to show you guys. It's just finding time to do any kind of voiceover. But
We have
thank you for
our way
watching.
to the Void Storm. Let us
See you guys later.
and perhaps offer an apology for the near catastrophe.